I caught him in the reflection first. Not the kiss, not the hands. The reflection. A mirrored pillar near the ballroom doors, catching everything the room pretended not to see. My wife's fingers curled into his jacket like muscle memory. My brother-in-law's mouth too close to her ear, the kind of distance that only exists after repetition. Music swelled. Laughter cracked glasses. White roses breathed around us. My pulse didn't spike. It slowed. I felt something detach, like a wire being unplugged. I didn't turn toward them. I turned toward the aisle. My sister stood there in white, radiant and calm, eyes locked on mine from across the room. I expected confusion, shock, a question. She smiled. Then she winked. "Don't worry," she whispered when I reached her. "The main event is about to begin." That was when I knew. Not that my wife was cheating. I already knew that part of myself had died. I knew something worse was coming. I had married a woman who curated emotions like outfits. She never left fingerprints, only impressions. For months I'd felt edited out of my own life. Conversations clipped short, touch rationed, her phone locked tighter than our front door. And him, my sister's fiancé, my friend, the man who toasted us at Christmas and called me brother with a straight face. I didn't confront. I observed. I memorized rhythms, their synchronized silences, the way they never stood too close in public like trained professionals, how his laugh softened only when she entered a room. I told myself stories, work stress, wedding chaos, my imagination turning feral. But imagination doesn't leave hotel receipts in trash cans or Bluetooth connections saved under fake names. I collected everything quietly. Screenshots, logs, timestamps. Truth doesn't scream, it accumulates. I became invisible on purpose, smiled, toasted, helped plan seating charts while my wife texted someone she thought wasn't me. I watched her face glow in the dark at night, smiling at messages she would never show. Inside, something old sharpened. I didn't ask why. I asked how long. I ran numbers, dates, overlaps. Their affair didn't start after the engagement. It started before the ring, before the vows, before the lie became official. And then I noticed something else. My sister wasn't blind. She was waiting. The confirmation arrived 3 days before the wedding. A folder, physical, heavy, impossible to deny. I handed it to my wife without emotion, like passing salt. She opened it, froze, her breath hitched. I watched her break in increments, eyes first, then mouth, then hands. "Explain," she said. I shook my head. "No," I replied. "You explain why you thought I wouldn't notice." She cried. I didn't. I had already mourned the marriage in advance. The ceremony began on time. Guests stood. Music rose. My sister walked slowly, deliberately down the aisle toward the man who had ruined 2 families, thinking no one would dare expose him on a day this sacred. I took my seat beside my wife. She was trembling now. She knew. Vows started. Then the lights dimmed. A screen descended behind the altar. Gasps rippled. Messages appeared. Photos, dates, their words, intimate, ugly, undeniable, projected 10 feet tall. My sister turned to him. "So," she said softly into the microphone, "do you still promise honesty?" He collapsed without touching the floor. My wife sobbed, hands over her mouth, everyone staring. I stayed still. Control is louder than anger. Afterward, there was chaos, families fractured, guests fled, silence finally earned. I walked out alone. No shouting, no forgiveness, no explanations owed. My sister caught up to me at the door. "Thank you," she said. "For what?" "For not warning them." I nodded. Some betrayals deserve choreography. I don't think about revenge anymore. I think about clarity. the relief of knowing my instincts were right, the calm that comes when illusion dies and truth stands naked, unashamed. I didn't lose a wife, I shed a lie. And as I stepped into the night, free of them all, I realized something quietly powerful. They were exposed. I was finished. And that made all the difference.